against Evil Geniuses, and my, game number 1 was pretty damn one-sided. Mineski didn't know what hit them as EG just ran at them for 30 minutes. And I'm Gareth, joining me is Ryu for game number 2, and the draft progressing incredibly quickly here. Ryu? Have you died?
Nope, I'm... No, the sound wasn't working.
Welcome!
Welcome. Hello, thank you. For some reason, my sound died. I'm not going to take blame for this. I'm going to blame you.
Yep.
And I'm back.
Just blame me for everything. Fine. I'll see how it is.
No, but... Alright, so did you ask a question of, like, how is Mineski going to strike back this game?
No, I didn't, but you can answer that question if you want to.
I was going to ask you that question now.
I mean, you're the analyst, so I think you're more qualified to really talk about how Mineski... So Ryu, how can Mineski strike back in this game number 2?
They can't. No, but seriously, they had a good chance if they go, as we talked about last game, go later into the game. They just need to change up their draft completely in the sense where they wanted to draft where they can have the better 5-man, and in the situation where they wanted to go pick off around the map with Batrider and stuff, got completely countered by EG. So what they're going to do this time is they're going to have a great initiator in the Darkseer, and they know that Mineski loves to play Darkseer, so what do? I mean, not just Darkseer, they play Disruptor as well, so they take away the Disruptor, and now what is EG going to pick up with the Disruptor here to combo it? What if there's going to be an Enigma pick from either of these two teams? I'm not saying it is kind of too early to pick Enigma, but I like the combo potential for at least one of the teams.
Right, you've got Vacuum into Black Hole, you've got the nice little kinetic field as well with a glimpse back, but Invoker is the hero for EG. Samael's hero picked up very early in the draft already.
See, Samael's Invoker is very scary. And in this situation, he can just go Quas-Wex, we don't know, or Exort. And a good counter to the Invoker is the Lifestealer, especially if he can if he can stick on top of the Invoker. It's a good counter to the Disruptor. You can just rage and run at the hero. So there's a lot of things that can work with the Lifestealer. You also have the Ion Shell on top of him with the Surge. So there's a lot of things here. Now you should be thinking, what do we want to take out from Mineski's side, where it's like a Puck or a Queen of Pain, where Lifestealer can go inside. Also, DP is very scary too for Mineski. They can just bully down towers, have another tanky core in this situation, so EG have to look at that.
Right now, EG, if it's going to be Exort Invoker, they've got Global Prowess, they've got Catching Power with the Glimpse as well from Disruptor. But laning stage so far looks decent for Mineski as they get themselves that Darkseer and Lifestealer, removing out the Axe as well. EG take out the Phoenix, the Firebird, and that Sunray, something they don't want to really deal with, and I guess you look at just banning out supports here potentially, you know, take out maybe the Lion, take out the Witch Doctor, which Casters played a hell of a lot of, and, you know, Chen was one of his bigger heroes back in the day, but really hasn't seen too much light outside of Na'Vi with Artstyle playing that a hell of a lot. And neither of these teams really favour the Enchantress either, even if that can give them a lot of roaming power, but a Ricky ban is what EG decided to take out.
Well, they know something that we don't, and this hero can be very strong with the Darkseer. When you have that vacuum combo on top of a smoke cloud, it can be devastating for a team fight. So, and the roaming early on it's kind of the same potential as a bounty hunter, but even worse.
On top of Invis Ricky?
Yeah, even worse, because you're like permanent invisible at times. That's scary. Potential for the offlane. I do feel like what you're talking about, Mineski probably want to get the Lion here, so they could still go for that. EG, they should pick up their other support hero here. Why not? I mean, what's a good hero to couple with Disruptor? Do they want to do AUI on a greedy support? Or, no, sorry, he's scary. I'm going back to the old days, guys. Do they want to put Fear on a greedy support? Doom is still in here, or not, Doom is not in here anymore. And there's no longer the Beastmaster potential jungle. There's not really the best Fear heroes left.
I think Night Stalker is one of the bigger ones to look for Fear. You know, gives you the vision for Invoker and Disruptor, the Glimpse back. It's pretty good against Lifestealer with a crippling Fear, you know, lives up to his name. Good against Darkseer. It's a pretty good roaming hero, just get himself that level 3 for the first night in the jungle before it hits that, but a Sand King.
Wow, Fear Sand King? Could be Boba Sand King, but
we saw Miracle go mid Sand King a couple of times. This could be a carry Sand King. It's pretty much going to be the 4-roll Sand King for fear, I think. Unless they've tried out a Bulba off-lane Sand King.
10 seconds remaining.
There's merits to both of them, where Sand King can actually stack that camp over there by the Ancients and still get a good timed flank. He can even go back into his own jungle. Okay, but this Tusk is one of the best pickups here. This hero can go for Glimmer Cape, that's the huge counter to Sand King and Disruptor. He also has the save potential with the Snowball. So this hero does so much right now in this situation. And it also can be that Initiator can play very aggressive early on. If Sumail gets out of position once again in that mid lane, they can punish him by having a good Shards or Snowball. So there's a lot of opportunity with this test, and I think this is the perfect game to showcase it. Now EG, are they going to do... I feel like they have to do support Sand King and then just go another good offlaner here. Okay.
Oh, hell.
They just want to go later in the game, and it's a really good counter to the Darkseer early on, and even into the mid game with that Mana Void.
Yeah, they needed something that can kind of tag team with the Disruptor. With the Sand King, you kind of want him in the jungle, farming up into the Blink. You don't want to really push him onto lane consistently. He can come in from time to time with a nice Burrow Strike to find a pick off or a kill. But he's not a zoning support. He's not a static laning support like the Disruptor really is. Having the Anti-Mage that picks up the pace a little bit in the laning stage with a Mana Burn can definitely help out. But like you said, it's kind of aiming towards that 30-35 minute mark where they really start to hit one of their peaks. And Battle Fury Manta, as well as Invoker, having whatever he decides to build into. But Mineski, Tusk Darks, yeah, that's a decent dual lane off lane if they want it. They still need their kind of laning support with the Lifestealer as well as their mid hero here. What do you think towards the mid against an Invoker? Puck is decent combo with the Darkseer. Dream Coil, Vacuum and all that. Lifestealer can then have an Infest Bomb if he really wants one.
If they want to go all in, it's going to be DK they pick. If they want to go half all in, it's going to be DP. So, I mean, DK for the first one, DP for the second. DK he'll get punished heavily in this later game stage against the Anti-Mage just because Anti-Mage counters him. And it's sense where he'll just get an Abyssal Blade, go blink on top of you, and you can't really farm as fast as the Anti-Mage. Whereas the DP, you have tower potential or pushing power on the tower, and then you can go high ground with it. But yep, there you go. You're right. Puck. So they want to end this game at a reasonable time for Mineski now. They don't, and the problem with that is they don't have any high ground siege, and they're gonna have to win this game off the back of like 30 or 40 kills.
Like for me, I said Puck because Puck is a Pinoy hero. It has been since Dota 1 days. Filipinos kind of invented the Dagon Puck back in the day, like 8 years ago. And it's always been a mainstay hero for their scene. But after I said it, I spent a good sort of 20-30 seconds while you were talking thinking, hey, I'm not sure about this anymore. Am I an idiot? Because Puck against Anti-Mage, you're scared. It does decently in lane, but against Disruptor, Anti-Mage, it's incredibly difficult to keep that mobility going if you get caught out by anything. Yeah, Sand King stun into the phase shift can catch you as well if it's timed correctly. So it's got to be some stellar play out of this Puck, or else Mineski, they've got troubled days ahead of them.
10 seconds remaining.
And they have to end this game. Well, they don't necessarily have to end this game before 40 minutes, but if they're at the 40-minute mark and they're not ahead like 20 to 30k, it's going to be a very difficult game. And yep, they finally go back for the Lion. That's a very good pick in this situation. They needed additional lockdown and potential roaming around the map. So Lion, Tusk, their lineup is very good for Mineski, but they're on a timing window and they have to get a lot done in this mid game. Whereas last game they did go around the map and try to get off the pickoffs, and they lacked that burst damage. Now they have the burst from Puck, from Lion. So I really love their draft, a lot better than last game. And EG, they're just trying to weather the storm here. And how are they going to weather the storm? Classic Bulba.
Bulba Clockwork, I cannot wait. This is a hero that really didn't see the light of day for the past, year and a half or something? For a hell of a long time. Clockwork was just off the radar from anyone until Secret picked it up at an Epicenter during the group stage, actually during the playoffs there. And it didn't go well for them. It did not go well for them. But since then, a couple of teams have been trying this out, playing it in scrims and seeing how exactly they can do with it. And it's been doing decently.
I think DC have been crushing with it for Moo in the off lane, as when I watched them, they crushed
That was quite
Complexity.
recently though, right? That was after Epicenter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been recent. It was like a week ago. Really recent. And I think they picked it like 2 or 3 games and they've won with it
10
all those
seconds
games. So it's I'll tell you why they're picking it here. Clockwork is a very good hero against Lifestealer, Darkseer, and Lion. If you can find a Lion in the background, in the back of the team fights, you want to hook him 9 times out of 10. Also the Darkseer, because it forces the Darkseer to go 4 staff now instead of a blink, and he also has to vacuum out of the, he can vacuum out of the cogs, but he doesn't want to waste his vacuum to vacuum just a Clockwork. He wants to set up for his combo. So, and then it's also really good for the Lifestealer too, because if you hook him and you isolate him out, it's a good situation for them. Now they don't have the, actually they have great synergy. Clockwork hook in, then you have the connected field on top. So the plays are there for EG. They just have to execute. So for Mineski.
Now Sumail has started things off here with 3 branches. I'm going to be cutting through them with his tangos. The Quas level 1 is the real thing that I'm looking at here, and usually indicative of going for Quas Wex. Could just be for the regen up against this puck. But what do you think here? Tornado EMP against these Mineski heroes who want to try and roll in and play aggressive early on over the Sunstrike kill potential? Is that what he's going to be aiming for?
Yeah, this is one of those games where AM can be that true 1 carry, a 4 protect 1 lineup. This is the perfect scenario where AM can just carry it all. So I think Quas Wex, tempo control, potentially the Invoker can go for the Orchid. Great counters to all of these heroes on Mineski. So Sumail can do a lot with Quas Wex this game, and I don't like the Exort. It's great and all for split pushing, but
Mineski contesting top rune, and honestly, this is some scary stuff as the cogs catch Raging Potato. Broken through by Bulba, and they're trying to body block him up as well, but the Thunderstrike down onto Lifestealer. This guy is taking a massive chunk of damage, and they've got a Burrow Strike as well from Fear. Catches out the Lifestealer, and your first blood goes to PPD. Great start for EG already.
That was a great understanding of them just to be able to catch him out. That's set up by Fear having the boots though, and Fear's like, get it. This is going to be easy kills everywhere on the map, although we have spike on spike action here in the jungle.
But Caster's already down to, what, a third of his health. He's got a tango up. Fear is perfectly fine with that trade-off, while Bulba was left in a 1v1 against this Lifestealer. But how are the other lanes panning out? Down in bottom lane, it's a 1v1 for now. AUI Lifestealer up against Bocarina's Darkseer, while Jules on the Tusk is battling it out with PPD. Both pairings of supports skirmishing away. And mid lane, Sumail Invoker against the puck, and this is the matchup that really is going to be the interesting one with the roaming supports coming through already. Ice Shards trying to block up the stacks being attempted by PPD, but the top lane, Burrow Strike forward. Fear with the damage and cast, he burns through all of his mana and a lot of his regen, dealing with Fear, so they don't have anything to actually force the clock out of lane.
It's a good situation for both of the off lanes to go dual aggro. Like, Jules is just sitting here on PPD, so he can't help AUI in the bottom lane. That's kind of funny to think about. He's just constantly blocking him off. So AUI is in this 1v1 situation. That's going to help Bocarino to get up to his faster Soul Ring, but it's a good matchup for Anti-Mage to still win in a situation where he just needs to mana burn the Darkseer constantly. Mid lane.
Yeah, they're going to roam in onto Sumail. He tried to heal himself up. No, all forward is not going to catch him, but the right-click damage coming through. Sumail could maybe turn onto Ben-Hur. The damage output's good enough from Mineski. Find the kill, and they keep the puck alive as well. Great
I feel like
rotations in
Sumail
from
was
Jules.
baiting because he thought he had a Fairy Fire or something. He was going to turn around on Ben-Hur, but he didn't. Oh, mid lane.
Yeah, as a hasted Fear. Sandking coming through. Phase shift is there, but Ben-Hur trying to bait this one out with 2-man stun, but there's not enough damage from Fear to kill anyone off. Even with Sumail coming back into the lane, they can't find any turn back onto them. I don't know if I called AUI Lifestealer, but he is playing the anti-mage. I'm a bit of an idiot. I said the wrong hero name. Apologies.
It's too late.
Yeah, can't turn back now. I am just dumb. There's no going back. I was born this way, okay.
Oh, I like that song. No going back. Yes. Okay, that's just nobody's gonna know that song. Oh well.
Okay,
Anyways.
it's okay. I don't know it, but it's okay. Your reference is wasted, but it was a reference.
Yeah, that's something. I get a 5 out of 10. I'm in 100. I can't do math now. But here's the rotation coming in.
I'm so glad that you're... Fear catches Jules. He's got Snowball and Shards though. PPD, Kinetic Field, he's holding onto it, and the Thunderstrike damage is pretty damn spot on. Jules somehow walks through the field, but this Snowball's going to put himself into the spot of bother as he's just right-click down and deleted from the game by EG.
Good rotations coming in from EG. They're at least getting some kills around the map. doing a good job here. And they just need to make sure that Anti-Mage gets to a good start. He's only sitting at 12 CS, whereas Lifestealer is sitting at 19, but they have to make sure they protect this Anti-Mage, stop the Darkseer from free farming in the bottom lane. And it seems to be working out a little bit. Sumail going down in the mid lane. We didn't get to talk about that too much, but it hasn't hurt him in the sense of the CS. Like, he's still doing a great job here against the Puck. And that's one of the situations where Puck should come out ahead early on. So with him having this great start for Sumail before his phase boots against the Puck, this is looking very good.
Oh, I'm interested to hear your thoughts about this Fear Sand King, because when he got picked up in the draft, we were kind of assuming that he'd spend a lot of time in the jungle with Sandstorm, farming into Blink, but he has spent 4 minutes roaming. He's now made a little stack up here. Not sure if it's for himself or for someone else, but roaming Sand King has been doing some glorious work as they glimpse back onto bo3, traps him into the field as well, and Fear holds onto the stuns. The damage can come from AUI, but look at this Iron Shell burning back onto them. bo3 will still very far up. He's getting taken down lower and lower, and finally finished off by Fear as the Sand King secures the kill.
It's working out. They're getting kills, and that's kind of set up by AUI as just mana burn. He has 2 in mana break, so constantly burning here. Darkseer, so he doesn't have enough, and then PPD rotation. So I think he's doing a fine job as long as he's stacking. So so he has this triple stack here. Looks like he's going to be pulling, but he'll get the levels eventually. Now it's going to be hard for him to level up Sandstorm when he needs Burrow Strike level 2. I'm just looking at the harassment in the bottom lane. AUI gonna have to blink back. He should go Vanguard this game, so I wouldn't worry too much about AUI as long as he can get past this laning stage.
Top lane is something we haven't really looked at though. Bulba hits level 5 and the initial laning stage from EG really secured him a lot of that early game levels and stopped the kill power of Mineski. Because Lion plus Lifestealer should really have the damage and the lockdown to kill Clock off in the initial levels before he hits level 3 or 4. But now he's got level 3 Battery Assault and the table's completely turned. He can look toward this line and say, right, you're a free kill for me. I have the damage, I've got the ways and means of catching you and killing you. And this is why Cast, he has to stay so far back. He is now really a puller. He just sits back and pulls creeps. He can't play aggressively unless he smokes towards mid or makes some other rotation somewhere.
Huge mana void.
Oh, Jules, he's going to get finished off as well as EG. Find another couple of kills. Fear now level 4 with Arcane Boots. And Cast even TP down towards bottom lane to help, but it's just nothing doing here for Mineski.
This dual lane is just not paying up for Mineski. They need to get this Tusk going somewhere else and doing something else. But now you can make the play on bottom lane if Puck rotates in, but Ben here, he's still not level 6, and he's just getting crushed in this mid lane, 35 to 19. Oh my goodness, Sumail is putting on a clinic, and this is where the skill difference is going to start hurting Mineski's potential in these games if they do take it to a game 3.
Before phase boots as well, right? That's the kicker. This Puck, with level 3 Orb as well as his Null Talisman, should really be out CSing this Invoker by a decent margin, but Sumail showing that prowess. Now with PPD here to help him, they might even look for a kill on the Puck if he uses his Orb aggressively. So Ben-Hur has to hold on to that one for any means of escape.
It's one of those situations that you don't notice, but if you play mid a lot, you have to get Null Talisman. 2 Null Talismans in this game first before you even get a bottle, just so you're able to dominate the Invoker early on and make sure you have a good start with your CS. So him not going double Null is a very big misplay in my eyes.
Well, AUI back with the Vanguard like you mentioned, tanks up. Is this going to be him pushing forward aggressively and looking for kills and dives, or is that just to secure him so he doesn't get ganked by Mineski?
Both. So he can potentially rotate in. We saw how devastating a mana void level 1 can be on a Darkseer, and he's just going to start making sure that he can be left on an island to do whatever he wants. And it's going to take Mineski at least 4 heroes or something to rotate and kill AUI at this stage in the game.
Cast has to turn and stun Fear with a level 2 Burrow Strike. He's going to be able to get this one down onto the Lion. bo3, oh, he's caught in the kinetic shield as well, throws the wall out, but it's all over. Mineski, they're losing 2 here for nothing as they glimpse back. We'll try and catch someone else as well, but PPT loses his life to the stealer of lives. Raging Potato on the back end with Jules, find the counter kill. Now looking forward with Ben-Hur onto this Invoker and the Clockwork, but Fear does a little bit of a loop-de-loop back into the jungle and looks like he's safe, but Sumail, Ghost Walk is available. Not to try and pop that into the invis. There's no reveal until the dust comes out from Mineski looking for some mail. The kill's not there.
Oh, the
Fog
cops.
is perfect. Bulba saves his mate. Bell. Oh, Ben-Hur goes forward. Where's he gone? In the tornado. Thrown into the air and killed off as Bulba. One click is all Raging Potato needs, but he can't find it. The effect damage not enough. Diving in into the trees. Kills off the Clockwork and Fear. Misses the Burrow Strike, but still gets the kill. Mineski diving deep, and they are trying to pull it out here. But EG, full force. I guess they don't have their anti-mage, but still strong enough to battle up with the best of them.
Such a greedy play coming out from the Lifestealer. I mean, he could have just backed off, and he really wanted that kill on Boba after he made that spectacular play. So I can understand why you want to do that, but you just have to play a little bit more reserved. Giving over your carry kill early on like this is a huge benefit for the enemy team, not just for the gold, but the EXP early on for these supports.
AUI has an orb of venom. Please, Ryu. Why?
It was just to harass the Darkseer out of the
Just to
lane.
piss off the Darkseer, yeah?
Yeah.
Make him regret that he was ever born. And it definitely worked, because Bocarino with his invis is going to try and take out this little stack that EG have prepared up for a Sand King, I'm guessing. And we're looking on Fear now. Level 1 Sandstorm. As AUI clears through these creeps, but Mineski in no position to stop this from happening, as smoke is available for Jules behind this tier 1, and they'll bring Ben-Hur in as well. And Bocarino gives them all the vision in the world over onto the anti-mage, and I'm not sure if they know where the Sand King is as well. I'm going to try and kill off AUI.
Nope. Well, too late. He TP top.
he has gone. He has gone.
Nope,
For the
now
Sand
they
King
can
instead. And Fear, well, he is taken out of the game. A 4-man rotation in for that Sand King. It's a kill, but they're giving a lot of space across to the rest of Evil Geniuses. You know, Samil's farming mid. Both phase boots, and he's going to go straight into the Midas actually. No Urn of Shadows, no Orchid. Just wants to try and get his levels up very quickly. He'll smoke up with Pizza. And that level 5 Disruptor, not yet with a Static Storm. Try and aim for a fight anyway to defend this tier 1 down the bottom lane.
Boba, TP's in.
Yeah,
Oh, they've
the
got...
Cold Snap starts things off. Rocket Flare to give a little bit of vision over that. Team fight there as the wall is dropped. PPD dropping low as well, but kill off the Lion. Traded off for the Disruptor. That stun doesn't catch anyone but an illusion. Still the Tornado through onto Jules. So Mail chasing this one through, but Jules has got a nice chance to try and block them off. Doesn't do that quite there, and this Tusk, well, he will get ripped apart by EG, and now they turn back onto Ben-Hur. They're going to have another stun in 5 seconds. So Mail, Tornado EMP not up for quite a while. Mineski lose 2 for 1 though, and the Darkseer dropping is a massive deal for them because that's their momentum hero. That's the guy that's meant to get the mech, meant to pump them up in these team fights and keep them going. But if he keeps dying, they don't have that ability to actually fight through.
Yep. Mid lane. Oh, Ben.
Oh, his mana's burnt. Cold Snap's not enough, and with the Rocket Flare, takes him low and procs another Cold Snap as well. It's a level 1 Rocket Flare though. Mineski have the Lifestealer following up a top lane in the meanwhile, and that's kind of their saving grace. Armlet, Phase, with that Blightstone as well, Raging Potato, he really has to carry this game for them. But he's glimpsed back. No, he's not. The Rage is there.
Yep. Good reaction there. It would have been a dead Lifestealer. Bulba did miss his hookshot in the bottom lane when he was chasing the Lion, but other than that, yeah, like you said, the Darkseer here is the key factor for Mineski to win.
They want this puck so badly. Bulba hastes himself forward, hook shot, gonna catch with the Tornado as well. Ben-Hur pushed back to the fog. Oh, the illusory orb. Can he jump himself away? He can. Far enough to get back into the fog, and with a Thunder Strike ticking over, even so, he'll keep himself alive. Scary stuff though. Ben-Hur, he needs that Blink Dagger up as quickly as he possibly can so he can start making the plays instead of having plays made upon him.
That's why he's just going for this naked rush. Like, he doesn't have treads, he doesn't have fail or anything. He realizes that he has to get stuff done on the map, else they're just going to lose this game. If they don't have the puck, as we talked about, getting constant kills every single time his ulti is up or just going around, they're going to lose this game. So now they have the puck to work with. He has his Blink Dagger. They can start going inside with the Lifestealer and going around the map and trying to pick off people. Problem is...
Puck could have Blink Dagger, but he walked to the side shop and... Oh, he's going back now. He's going to get it now. There we go.
I think he misclicked. That's
or
just weird.
he just didn't click.
Radiant's
The
bottom
scary
tower
thing is,
is
though,
under attack.
This EG lineup has AUI free farming now. Treads Aquila Vanguard, 5,500 net worth. Life still has a spot more and looks like he's heading into an Echo Saber. They jump onto AUI. He's a tanky devil though. The tornado will save him in a blink away. Will get him to safety as Fear. Burrow Strike at the ready with Epicenter as well. Volva traps. Raging Potato into the cogs and Volva. Oh, that Battery Assault is doing a decent amount of damage back to it. And a pushback. Raging Potato is pretty much out of mana. Ben-Hur in the mix of speed as well. Where's Fear's ultimate? He's still holding on to it as Lion. Kills off the anti-magic. Clockwork is taken out by the toss. In the meantime, Puck is shaved out of existence, but Raging Potato, Armor toggles through, and with the Iron Shell on him, PPD, he's gonna get right-clicked down. Raging Potato, you just have to keep toggling through. Toggle, 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 PPD, there's the Earthspike, kills him off. And Lifestealer, will that EMP burn you? No, it won't. He's kept alive. The cold snap as a male somehow manages to turn that back and get the kill. Oh, that was a close fight, and I think EG thought that they had it in their hands. But silence is out from Puck, and that Tusk with the control and the saving power just a little bit too much from Mineski.
And also AUI just getting very greedy in that situation. He was like, I can make a play here. I know I can turn around with a huge mana void, but Cass was like, get the hell back in your base with that finger from long range. And he made it work out nice. They were able to kill off. So at the end of the day, they were able to kill the anti-mage, which is a very big deal, but your Lifestealer did go down at the same time. So yeah, that's a little bit disheartening at the end of the day, and you're not getting map control. So it's more EG applying pressure, but saying that they still have 2-tower advantage for Mineski. They just need to keep putting this pressure on if they want to have a chance to win this game.
Raging Potato, he's going to rage forward on this one, actually looking for a kill, but Fear is ready. If he could actually push forward any further. A full 4-staff done for Sumail, and actually we're looking for a Blink Dagger on Fear and 100 gold. He's very nearly on that one. Big items coming up all around here for EG, while Mineski quite heavily reliant on this Lifestealer to deal all the damage back onto them.
Yeah, they finally got all the levels though on Bocarino, and he has his mech, so he's level 10. He finally has level 3 vacuum. He's gonna get picked off here, potentially.
And like you said, without the 4-staff, he cannot get himself out of the cogs. Tries the vacuum play. EG already has the damage. They'll roll in onto Sumail. There's that armlet with the damage from Raging Potato. The sentry drops as well, and they'll kill him off. Invoker's gone, and a great stun. Back onto Bullbrand, AUI Clockwork. Oh, dearie me. You've gone in too deep, EG.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And that's what we like to see. EG getting punished for playing super aggressive around the map. Good reaction there from Mineski, showing them, hey, if you're going to make these plays, you're going to get punished. So that's a good heads up for Mineski, and they need to keep doing that every single time. When Puck's his Dream Coil is off cooldown, but Lifestealer he already uses Infest, so they can't do it again. Oh, Ben-Hur. oh, Fear.
Oh, that's not how it was meant to go. They wanted to combo PPD with Fear. But not like that, guys. Not like that. Doesn't work that way. AUI. He's got himself a Claymore. Looks like he's going to be heading back into the Battle Fury.
I think that's the standard.
Yeah. A Vanguard to tank, Battle Fury to farm a little bit more, gives you the damage, the mana and HP regen that you kind of want as well.
On bottom.
For the Lifestealer bomb with Ben-Hur picking up an infested target. And with the orb not quite giving vision over to AUI, they won't find him.
I'm trying to see if they have enough burst damage with just them two. I don't see Lifestealer with a Desolator. He has the Echo Saber, which does a lot, but I don't think they have enough damage to bring down the Anti-Mage just yet.
It's only level 3 Waning Rift as well. 2.25 seconds of silence. We'll find out, I guess, as AUI, Ben-Hur, Blink, Silence, there's the damage. AUI still with a Blink available. Dream Coil has popped and will snap. An Anti-Mage, there's your answer. Oh, turn around, Volva, 2-man calls, they call them both. There's the thankful combo through. EG the stun is well from Fear. They're finishing off this Raging Potato, but he's picked up on a snowball. Turns back around, Jules saves his mate, and they've killed off Clockwork and the Sand King. Somehow, Mineski, you've done it. What the hell happened there?
Well, Sumail didn't join the team fight. That's what happened. And they have a lot of magic burst damage, but they don't have enough visible burst damage. And you can see what happens when the mechanism is just applied. They're able to tank through everything. And once they start getting the Glimmer Capes online for any of these supports, EG are going to have a very hard time controlling these team fights.
Yeah, right. Sumail is heading into the Aghanims, but he wasn't available for that team fight. Still farming himself up. That's given a good amount of money back to Cast, who has his Blink Dagger now. Bocarino start looking towards the Force Staff as well, like we mentioned. Raging Potato. Desolator is really not far away. With the double damage rune, they were thinking about Roshan, but Bulba scouts it all out with a nice little rocket flare across. But EG is still all about the combo plays. If they can not cock up the epicenter, if they can land a good static storm onto numerous people, they can definitely pick up these kills. But a Veil for Puck, amplifying all the magic damage that they've got, is definitely going to be a kicker here for them.
And now they're doing Roche with the double damage from Raging Potato, but they're deciding better of it. It's like, this is taking too long. Plus is about to get scouted out with the Bulba's rocket, so good no play there coming in. The EG have a lot of ways to get in and out of the pit. They have a lot of ways to scout it out to Tornado, Rocket, and they have a lot of big ultimates around the team fight, or the Roche pit. So if Mineski group up there, they would just like throw the game away at that stage. So nice of them to be disciplined, go back, and now they just need to find a way to get another pickoff around the map. They have the Lion with the Blink Dagger now, so he can be the infest target, and yep, Cast.
And pick him up. And Clockwork. We were talking about the Darkseer having a difficult time in lane 0-5, but he's come back. He has mech, he's got 1700 gold, he's level 11. Bulba, on the other hand, 3,500 net worth, behind the tusk, level 9. Nowhere near that level 2 ultimate. Things are looking pretty dire for him as he's not even got his blade mail completed. But he's bought space for AUI and his anti-mages. Oh, they're looking to jump onto him. Mineski, they knew he was around. Not going to find him though. Just yet anyway. EG, they're all grouped up. And the corral's back here. They don't know where Mineski are and they are very paranoid. Only Darkseer is flashed on the lane, showing himself towards the mid-creep wave. But EG, that's some great play there. That game sense, knowing that, okay, we scanned Ancient, Celestial was there, but it's pretty good shout that they're going to be coming to gank us and try and take down our tier 2s, especially with all 3 lanes pushing in so hard.
I thought AUI was going to die. I was like, please don't blink up to the other creep camp to farm AUI, please don't do it, and he didn't. I think a lot of other players in this situation would have, so good of him understanding that he was going to get picked off. And now EG, they have a little bit of space and room to breathe with Mineski showing themselves on the map in the mid lane. So AUI can farm freely here in the top lane. Also, Fear has been doing a nice job of babysitting AUI, I want to call it. So he's just constantly sitting behind him, making sure that he doesn't get gone on, and they have counterplay to save him. So you have to do that. AM is like your all-in ticket to win this game. He has to get his Battle Fury, and then he has to get his Manta Style, and then potentially EG can, like, I don't want to say win a team fight because they can still win one now, but I think it helps them out better opportunities to win team fights.
Bulba's doing a great job keeping tabs on that Roshan, just spamming out as many rockets as he can. And now he's farming neutral camps with battery assault as well. Roshan not going to be attempted here, and they want to try and slow down this push in bottom lane a little bit. Jules and Ben-Hur both on this tier 1, but Cast, Raging Potato, a little bit further back. There's the Darkseer sitting behind this push on bot with a Blink Dagger ready to counter-initiate as well. EG, they don't want to fight into it. They don't know exactly where the rest of them are sitting, and with Desolator picked up now on that Lion, TPing top tier 3. Interesting decision there, and that's a really great move. They didn't see EG moving up here, but they know no one's pushing mid. They kind of felt that they were moving up through the jungle as well. So they're looking for maybe a kill towards this area and a smoke as well to give them that guise of invisibility. But Mineski won't find anything, and this is, again, great sense of play by EG, feeling the way the game is going. Or did they see the smoke? Did they see it without observable? I'm not sure they did. They were a little bit further back.
I'm not sure either. I think they were a little bit further back, but I think they knew somebody was up there. So that kind of gave it away, hinting. But now they're going to go potentially for the Roche play. Oh, they have vision here. Scouting out AUI's farming.
No, Hex to start things off. He's tanky. They're going to get the finger to finish him off, though. 55 seconds without your AM, and he had just finished off that Battle Fury.
If they didn't vacuum to clear those out, or even snowball safe, the Lifestealer would have been stuck in the trees. But I'd still think he would have went down at the end of the day. And shutting down the AM is just priority right now. That is their only way for EG to kind of hold on to this game. And yes, Emil has his Ags now, but this is a situation where he's just gonna have to do so much work in this game for.
Rip Ryu.
Yep. Hello.
Hello. You dying? Yeah. You died for a second there.
Sorry. I think this is a situation where Samel is just going to have to put in so much work for the next 20 minutes if they want EG
cutting
to
in
win.
and out as Fear has jumped on up the top. Sand King, you know, TP is well played. Snowball is just about going to catch him. Jules, oh barely. Skinning his teeth there while mid lane Samel right down ready to finds that kill, looking for PPD now as well. bo3 backs him back into death. 1-2 punch, and Bimbo finds that one. EG losing 3 here, and high ground push is, you know, a capability of Mineski, but I think Roshan's going to be the easier target for them to go back and do.
I think that's the right call. How does it sound now?
That sounds good.
I think I can see what you mean. I'm cutting out sometimes. All right, let me.
Just need to deep throat the mic a little bit more, then you won't cut out.
Don't
stain it with your lipstick, okay?
Well, I mean, I practice kissing all the time with it, but.
Lovely. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Oh, Mineski will take out Roshan. Bulba thinking about this hook shot with a blade mail as well, but he has no one to back him up. He's all alone. And EG will be scouted out if they move across into their own jungle as well. AUI, Battle Fury, gonna farm himself up into that Manta, get these bigger and better items. Sunstrike, almost attempted a snipe there. A couple of hits away from actually stealing it. Oh, we said it during the draft though. EG, it's all about buying time for your anti-mage. Buying time for this Invoker to actually get stacked up with his max exalt and all the spells coming through. Gives a nice bit of vision there with the Observer Ward.
Wait, I'm gonna have to cut you off because that's who I am. I cut people off. They have 2 mechs on the side of Mineski. I am mind blown.
Double mech?
I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. You know, double pipes work nowadays, but I don't think double mechs work. I could be stupid, but I think for once I'm right.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, you can have double pipes on your team, but you cannot have double mechs. In this situation, the Darkseer went mechanism before the Tusk did, well before. So I'm kind of figuring out why Jules did go for it.
As long like it's this 25 seconds. Oh god. Oh god. The stuns, the damage, AUI, the anti-mage, he's gone. No buyback available. And now Mineski with ages on their lifesteal, they can think about pushing up onto high ground with a double mech. They, you know, the 25 second kind of window where you can't heal someone up again, but it's what, a 65-second cooldown on the mech.
Yeah, I guess that's so.
You can utilize a double heal.
Okay, I can get down with this. I can understand that. I was just reading this tooltip as well, same time. That's interesting to think about. But the question is now, do you still go for Arcane Greaves for either of them? And then that reduces the cooldown of that, so I don't know. A situation where I would rather see a Glimmer Cape because all you need is 1 Glimmer Cape and it'll save all of your heroes. The amount of magic damage from EG is like 90% to their 10% physical damage. So a Glimmer Cape would just work better for their lineup.
Or a pipe.
Or a pipe.
Fear, I'm going to cut the wave up at top. Try and slow down this push from Mineski onto this tier 2. We've got their heroes alive again as well as AUI. Try and get that Manta down the bottom with his trusty old Battle Fury, but the 5-man strength of Mineski is really starting to shine here. And look, they don't care. They can pop mech whenever they want because they have 2 of them. They can pop a mech. They can mech to push and then they can mech to fight 25 seconds later.
Keep those creeps alive for that high ground defense or siege.
That's pretty juicy stuff. Now it's down to EG potentially to defend high ground. No, Mineski not going to push this too hard or too far. Will back up and shove their other lanes before committing to anything.
Now, it might look very bad for EG just because they keep getting picked off, but the game is still relatively close. Mineski having a 10k gold lead it's very good for them, but they still have to crack the high ground. They're doing all the right moves for Mineski, but high ground is going to be their biggest tell as a team in this game, whether or not they can go to a game 3.
Well,
Walking into meteors is a good idea, everyone. I suggest you do it.
he's not going to get slammed by the Sunstrike though. Heals himself up, and with the regen rune, perfect for that situation. Mineski have to be wary of the split push from AUI though. The anti-mage is very capable of getting himself up onto the high ground at a speedy old rate, so they'll group up again down toward bottom. Bocarino says, screw pipe, I'm going straight into my BKB. It's about 1,000 gold off it, but here comes the high ground push. Onto the tier 3, Mineski go. Raging Potato will not get clipped by the tornado, and just slams into this tower as it. Clip is popped by EG, forced out by Mineski as they really are not threatened by anything the evil geniuses have to throw at them.
That was a situation where PPD could have glimpsed him back, Raging Potato, and they could have made a go at him to get his Aegis gone, but they would have had to waste Static Storm. So PPD was like, I probably don't want to do that right now. Instead, they're going to try to do the smoke play. This is pretty good.
Lifesteal and the hook shot in onto the tusk. They pop two ultis for it, back into the Sunstrike, onto number Ben-Hur. He's actually jumped forward, they've killed off two from EG, they've lost their initiators, and Mineski just keep on destroying through the barracks with Raging Potato. So Mail is pretty much the only one that can stop this, because Anti-Mage picked off Tusk on the back end, but it's a 2-for-1. Now they're jumping against the Mail. No, not going to get caught. Even with the silence and the damage there, Mineski, they hold on for long enough. Tornado into Glimpse. They've caught the Ducks here. No, they caught the Lion. Mega kill streak is stolen back out from him.
Very good pressure being applied by Mineski. Now they need to just sit back and farm up until the next Roche and try not to get picked off. And they need to make sure to also stop the Anti-Mage from not snowballing out of control. Because if Anti-Mage, if he can find his way up to an Abyssal and a BKB, this game is looking a lot better for EG. But Mineski are in the driver's seat. They need to make sure they don't feed over the kills. And in this situation, I'm not sure if they want to play super aggressive without the Aegis, because AUI is hard to kill, and we need to see right now, do they have any smokes on their side left for Mineski? It looks like they have one. So they have one to work with, and they need to make sure that one works out to stop the Anti-Mage, or try to push the high ground.
And what was the reasoning for them, for EG, to pop two ultis on the Tusk? I mean, clockwork hook shots in. Is it just the fact that PPD wanted to secure the kill before Snowball comes through?
I think so. Finding anybody out, and especially the person who's been saving them constantly, it's a good play. Now who's getting hunted here? I'm trying to figure out. Fear? No, should be fine. No.
He tries to clear through the creep wave. Fortunately for him, Jules already wasted his snowball on the creeps, but with the disables they've got between Bocarino and Cast, they've more than enough to kill off the Sand King while Bulba TP's out, was sitting behind the Sand King, maybe looking for the counter initiation.
And they're going to find PPD.
Orbs forward, jumps onto it. Oh, PPD is just a little bit too fast on this Raptor of his. Ben-Hur still trying to catch on to someone. I'm not finding anyone though.
But yeah, with this BKB on Darkseer, this helps out for their situation with the Anti-Mage having that big mana void problem. And he can also finally be that initiator. Pop your BKB, then blink in, initiate to, you know, stop EG from going on you. So this is a good situation for Mineski to close out the game with their items. I love them beside the double mech. Like we talked about, the Greaves is now up, so you can pop that every 40 seconds. So you can also dispel some of the silences, but there's only one silence, and if you're caught in it, you're going to be caught in it forever, I feel, because of the clockwork and his cogs and stuff. So we'll have to see how things work.
They might just find AUI. He's already used his Manta style silence. Oh god! Oh no! Anti-Mage! Oh! Mineski's got his number, honestly.
They do.
Time and time again, this Anti-Mage just cannot catch a break. Even with heroes nearby to try and save him, it's just too quick.
This puck pick has just worked out tremendously the last 20 minutes. We talked about it enough. He had to apply pressure constantly, and AUI is just... Even though he's had 4 deaths, it feels like he's had more. You know what I mean? It feels like he's been picked off a lot more. Just his farm has been slowed so much in this game.
That's a big problem when he is the kind of one hero here to try and win the game for them. And Sumail, maybe the other one, BKB popped, but he's still going to get taken out of the game. The clock works, hook shots forward, buyback from Sumail, but they've lost Bulba as well. They're going to try and walk into the tier 4 base. Finally, they get a kill on the Ben-Hur with a meteor combo through from Sumail to finish him off with a glimpse back. Oh, Jules into the stomach store. PPD being wiped down with the earth damage and taking him over, but not quite enough. Jules finished off with a finger from Castle to secure the counter kill. And Fear, oh, they turn it back onto their heads, but Raging Potato's still alive. The life stealer is still around, and he is the big damage dealer from Mineski.
Oh, Lion died in the back lines, but they got the racks, they got what they wanted, and now they're just going to back out. They have another Infest bomb if they wanted to. Oh my goodness, this is just dirty.
And now AUI's alive. He's like, guys, I'm back, but where's my base gone? What
do I do?
What have you guys done?
I'm going to go split push, and I'm going to die again. No, but this is looking like Mineski have a really good chance of closing this game out. Not because they were able to apply pressure, get that AUI pick off. When his Manta style was off, you're farming as an anti-mage. Sure, what he was thinking was he wanted to scout out with his Manta style where the enemy were, but because he used that, it cost him his life, and that cost him a set of racks. So that's a huge misplay at this stage of the game. That's going to cost them potentially the game. And with that huge advantage that Mineski have acquired, they can now go for Roche and they'll feel safe. And EG, this might be the last play they have, is contesting that Roche.
Well, AUI, really the weight of the game is on his shoulders.
Mid?
Jules here, and Sumail, that is not how you throw your spells, mate. Fear is still unstopped, but the hook shot in from Bulba, maybe going to turn this one back. Jules is being taken down here by Sumail with the cold snap damage. It's going to be enough. One more click, but Raging Potato arrives. The call, there he goes. Beam core snaps, and Sumail, 3 clicks, and it's gone. Everything comes through the door. The wall's gone, and Dark's here. He has held this fight in place for Mineski. 4 gone. Anti-Mage with last man standing. They want to blink forward and try and find him as well. There's one buyback available for EG, but Mineski, dear lord, this life stealer, this Darkseer, that's just too much damage, too tanky. EG cannot handle it.
Yep. Sumail made a huge misplay there. He didn't pop his BKB before he forced Staff out of the Dream Coil, and that cost him. Now they forced out a buyback, and they're just going to go get Roche, the smarter play. Mineski are looking very good, and the only reason they lost last game is because I feel they were outpicked. This time they're just completely outplaying EG.
Oi. Good force snap back from Fear and a stun to try and save him as well. Raging Potato in a static storm, they kill off Castle.
Oh,
they want the missile! Comes back! Raging Potato finds the kill! There's no buyback on Anti-Mage. He's lost all his mana, but Lifesteal still surged away and healed up with that nice little arcane boots. Mana is restored, but the hook shot! No! Bulba! No! They'll at least try and find Bocarino. He has been burnt through. And they've got the damage to try and bring him down. Lifestealer wants to try and battle this one out again, but Rage on cooldown for 2 seconds time. Thunderstrike is vision for the glimpse, but again, catching the Lifestealer off guard is difficult to do in this day and age.
When the hell did Raging Potato get his Abyssal Blade? That's what I want to know.
Honestly, I don't know. I thought
it came out on the courier, that's what I'll tell you. It came out on the courier like 5 to 10 seconds before that, and all of a sudden, or it could have been during, and then the Anti-Mage got locked down. AUI was not ready for that. We weren't even ready for that.
I saw the AM of it, and I was like, right, UG, you've got this. And then Lifestealer says, you know what? They're not happening today. Not happening today. They'll get the Roshan secured up for themselves. But Bulba on this clockwork, 3-7-11. Got his Blade Mail, his Force Staff, and a Gem of True Sight now. But he's not had the best game.
No, they're going to be... If they ever go back and look at this game, they're going to be saying, hey man, we tried to make space for our anti-mage, but we did it in all the wrong places. Like we tried to dive between the tier 1, the tier 2 top lane. We lost 3 heroes because of that. We weren't disciplined enough. AUI didn't get enough space to really work with around the map. So this is why the Puck and the Lifestealer were able to just cause havoc and just completely crush him. And it's also on Mineski too. Their plays have been great. They've rotated constantly. They went and killed the anti-mage 5 times in this game. It feels like alone, but Jules, they're gonna set up on him.
They desperately want to find something. A sentry's even placed down by EG. Fear. hiding behind these trees.
Oh, the ward.
Oh,
The
dearie
ward.
me. The high ground ward fear tries to fling himself away from the burst strike, but the silence will hold him. Static Storm's there. Can Puck get himself away from this? Next field. Nancy pushing him and holding him out. Damage output. Oh, it's perfect from Sumail. Finally lands the combo over the spaceship. Stops all the damage. Well, on the front lines, the wall is dropped, and now Bocarino with Richard's head over the front lines looking for Sumail. One more hit will clear him up. And PPD. Wow, why? Abyssal Blade is up. They've got the damage to kill him as well. 80 seconds without your anti-mage, and Bocarino just keeps on chasing, running through into EG, but it's over. GG is called.
GG.
And Mineski, they win game number 2.
And they did it with style, man. They just showed how this is a classic draft in Dota. If you've ever watched or played Dota for the last 3, 4, 5 years or even longer, this is a classic puck plus life stealer going around the map, showing you how to punish anti-mage. This is like back in TI2, man. This is just flashbacks of how to perfectly shut down a farming hero that's